Hi everyone, Matthew Roseman here with Roseman and Company LLC, bringing you another episode of The Business of You. In today's episode, we're going to do part 2 of tips for good credit. All right, let's get after it. All right, so I have a couple prerequisites before we get into our tips for good credit. Now, the first prerequisite is that you need to be committed to paying down debt and maintaining good credit. You got to be committed to it. And if you're married, then that means that the both of you have to be committed to it, because you can't have one pulling one way and the other pulling the other. It just won't work. And the other prerequisite is that you need to be disciplined. And the reason you need to be disciplined with some of these suggestions is because if you take these suggestions on and you are not disciplined, then what might happen is that you might wind up in a worse state than you were than when you began. So commitment and discipline. All right, let's get to those tips. Tip 1. Request an increase in your credit limit on your credit cards. So that might seem counterintuitive, but essentially, as we talked about before, credit utilization on your credit cards, on your revolving credit, is 30% of your credit score. So it's the inverse of essentially how much of credit availability you have. So let's say you have this much credit available. You can increase this amount by either one, paying on your credit card and increasing that amount this way, and you can also increase that amount by increasing your credit limit. That is how much money you have available on your credit cards. Now, as we talked about before, or as I mentioned earlier, this requires a lot of discipline. Because essentially, if you take on this recommendation or suggestion, what will happen is you could actually find yourself in a worse position if you go out and use that increase in available credit. So what you want to do is you want to essentially sit on it. Don't use it. And that will allow you, again, to have a better credit utilization, and then in turn have a better credit score. Additionally, you can generally do this online. If you're registered online and you have a credit card, you can generally go in and just tap request an increase in your credit limit. And you might be denied or you might be accepted, but nothing ventured, nothing gained. But your credit card companies do make it easy for you. It doesn't ding your credit. And so that's something that's available to you right now. So tip 2, get another credit card. I know, right? That doesn't sound like that's the right way to go. But if you think about what we've been talking about, credit utilization, if you get another credit card, what that does is increase the amount of credit that you have total. So, but again, in this situation, you have to be disciplined. You have to take that credit card and essentially do nothing with it, right? So that you keep that zero balance or that very, very low balance, and it'll continue to help your credit score. Now, what you don't want to do is you don't want to get a credit card with an annual fee or anything like that. But again, even if you get a credit card with a high interest rate, as long as you don't use it, you'll still be, again, having that credit utilization be decreasing in total across your revolving credit. All right, tip 3. Balance transfers can be a good thing. So with balance transfers, what that means is that generally you're taking a balance off of one credit card and you're putting it on another. Now, why would you do that? Well, because generally balance transfers offers introductory rates that are 0 or 5%, say 0 to 5%. So what that means is for a certain period of time, you'll be paying less than, say, your average of 15 to 30 even percentage interest rate on your credit cards. You'll be paying 0 to 5. And you might have a transfer fee of about 3%. So again, what this does is allows you to use the money that you're paying both in principal and interest on your credit cards to really push it just towards your principal. Now, the downfall of balance transfers is that if you allow that time to elapse of where you should have or they say that you need to have paid it off, then you could be hit with all of that back interest. So again, this one requires discipline. You need to go and you need to have a plan to pay it off in time, or to be able to transfer it again through maybe another balance transfer or through a personal loan, which we'll talk about next. Tip 4, personal loans. Now, I'm a big proponent of personal loans. They've gotten even more popular recently, and you're even seeing a lot of your credit card companies offer it. And it's because they were seeing their business being taken away by the likes of a Lending Club or SoFi or some of these other operators out there that offer these personal loans at a reduced interest rate compared to your credit cards. And also what it does, it moves your credit utilization. It transfers some of that money out of your credit, revolving credit, and it moves it into your loan space, which actually overall helps your credit utilization for your credit cards and your revolving credit, and also actually helps your credit score. So again, you want to look for low interest personal loans, and then you have to be disciplined. Now, again, this is a great way to pay off a debt. It's over time, maybe 3 to 5 years. It's fixed payments. You get the discipline to actually paying it off. But again, the other side of the discipline is not charging the credit cards back up again that you just paid down. So again, a great way to, if you're committed to reducing debt and having a better credit, it's a great move. All right, tip 5, and we got a bonus one for you at the end as well. Use a credit monitoring service. Credit monitoring services are wonderful in the sense that they allow you to keep close watch on your credit. Even some of them go a step further and they offer you suggestions. They offer you different loans that you might qualify for. They offer you different credit cards you might qualify for, just so that you're not spinning your wheels and getting rejected and getting dinged on your credit for inquiries, right? So again, these credit monitoring services, they help you have all of your credit picture, your credit picture, all in one place. And so they really wind up being beneficial. So, and you can get, you can sign up for a service. A lot of times your credit card company offers a service. And then finally, Discover actually allows you to sign up for their credit monitoring for free without even having a credit card. So you have a lot of options out there. Again, this is one of those things where you really want to own your credit and credit scores. Hey, here's a bonus tip for you. And this one was given to me by an expert, a CPA. And she told me, she said, look, tell people that credit unions are a great way to go. If you are looking for credit card loans or any such thing, credit unions are a better option than banks. And that's because you're going to generally get lower rates. You're going to get better service. and again, they offer credit cards. They offer, the same things that those bigger banks do, but again, at lower rates. So again, that's really the name of the game. The lower the interest rates, the better. Okay, thanks for joining me today. I hope you were blessed by these tips, and again, I hope you can use them to your benefit. Don't forget discipline, and commitment to, again, paying down that debt, getting a better credit score, and being able to really move on to financial wholeness. So talk to you later. Have a blessed day.